Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to Saturday morning's Messages of Love from Above. It's a beautiful, cloudy day here in Colorado Springs, Colorado. I even woke up to my alarm, so I must have been sleeping deep. So, good morning to everyone, or good evening if you're on the other side of the world. Before we get started here, let me get my desktop all set up here and we will get into it. All right. Move that down. All right. And I think that is good. All right. Well, it looks good there. Let's see here. Yep. YouTube has said we are live, so it must be true. All right. But before we get started, let's send some love out to the world. and just to kind of sit in that beautiful love energy. When one of us sends unconditional love out to the world, it makes a difference. Excuse me, little frog came out of nowhere. So take a big deep breath and come back to right here, right now, and then hit the singing bowl and let that love flow into us and flow out to the world. Let me just clear my throat here. There we go. All right, so let's take a big deep breath. Beautiful. And here we go. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me and doing that. Wonderful, wonderful energies. All right. So sorry. I thought I cleared my throat this morning. So sorry you have to hear that. Greetings to you. Hey, Johanna. Shout out to one of my YouTube channel members, Johanna. Good to see you. And hey, Shanae. Hey, everybody. So just a couple things before we jump into it. Hey, HTTPS. Good to see you guys. Thanks for being awake on the other side of the world there. So we have a new episode coming out tomorrow for Chaos to Cozy, but right now we have The Hedge was last week's. If you want to catch up on my podcast, there's a playlist there too. Tomorrow's is going to be called Love Energy, which we continue to talk about the use of our love energy and how we can influence our own life, influence other people's lives at their request and behest, and all sorts of great things. So it's only 8 PM there. Well, that's good. So, also, my hedges in this video, last podcast, I am gonna have my hedge process, which is normally $50 for a 2-week process, half off until the end of May. So if you're interested, you can check out all the information down in the description box of the video. And then also each week we put out a pick a card. This week's was a special pick a card because every once in a while I have an extra week in a month. And because usually every other week I do new moon and full moon. And then also in between there, the sun changes to a different zodiac sign. So I have that in there. And then usually the extra week I do a medication. Maybe we need medication. Meditation for which meditation is medication, right? But it's a pilgrimage where we go visit a sacred site through meditation. There's a pick a card for that too. But this one, there's actually an extra fifth one. So this one was all about what's being pushed out of your life to make room for something new. So if you want to check that out. Wow, that frog is just hanging in there, isn't it? And here's the pick a card for the Taurus new moon that I'm not alone there. No, yeah. Who knows what's gonna come out today? But the Taurus new moon that we had at the beginning of the week, you can still take advantage of the new moon wishes we get, and it tells you how to make the most of that. Yeah, solar storms this weekend too. Fun. Woohoo! Buckle up, buttercups. And then oh, yeah, Northern Lights. I heard that there was, big ones, for sure. Beautiful. Yeah, especially where you're at. I heard where was it? Maybe it was, like, in the, normally, you know, especially during the summer where we're at, our Northern United States usually doesn't see them, but they did. So beautiful. And then it's Taurus season, so happy birthday, all you Taurus sun babies. So there's a special bonus 3-month reading for you. And if you have Taurians in your life, be sure to send that to them and they can check that out. In fact, I need to send it to my own brother, practice what I preach, right? His birthday was last week. And if you haven't checked out your May monthlies yet, here is this beautiful playlist for each individual zodiac sign. If you want to see some energy for May, I just started these up again. June was the last time I had done them last year, and then I took a break from them to expand on everything else, and now I'm like ready to, you know, uh, bring these back up again. Spirit nudged me to do them. Evidently, we have a fun year with some great challenges, and so they wanted to give extra energy updates for each month, and those actually include also I'm calling it astrological zenergy, a little forecast, and I'll be having little intermittent videos too that talk about the astrological energies that spirit wants to focus in on. It's like a forecast. It just lets us know what's coming and what we can do to keep our zen during the astrological storms that come through. So enjoy those. All right. So I think that's it. If you're new to my channel or new to these readings, welcome. I've got a great group of people, huge hearts, great senses of humor. So welcome, welcome. How the readings work, the free readings, I go down in order, first come, first serve down the chat. There's no special list. The chat is it. You just put your question out there. And if you don't want to put your business out there, ask for a general reading. Spirit knows all. So I'll pull cards. They'll bring your message and you can keep it on the down low. That's funny. They've never said that before. So I'm so sorry. There it goes. Freedom, freedom. And then if anyone makes a donation, I do honor that energy exchange. I prioritize those readings, step out of the free readings. I dive deeper, meaning I pull more cards for those too. And then I go back to the free readings and continue to move down the list. You can make a donation using the super chat, or in the description box of the video, I have my Venmo, my Cash App, my PayPal, and my Square. So whatever you prefer to use, all those are available, and there's no set dollar amount. I know everyone's finances vary from day to day, person to person, country to country, and so I just know you're giving whatever you can. And then those of you that can't, I understand that too. That's why I love offering free readings. And I'm on for about 2 hours. And I know I have my coffee over here. It's just that I have sinuses, you know. We all have sinuses, but mine like to tell me, hey, do you know there's clouds out there? Oh, yeah. And it's spring. Oh, yeah. Thank you. So, I just usually wake up earlier, but I woke up like at 9 instead of like 8 or 7, and so I haven't like talked or done any of that. So I'm like, "Oh, here we go. My voice is really low right now." Um, what's I gonna say? I don't know. I don't know what I was gonna say, but um, readings. We'll get into those. Oh, I was gonna say I'm usually on for about 2 hours, and then I go spend like an hour with my praying mantis members. If I don't get through, which I haven't got through, like a lot of the free readings in the morning sessions and sometimes in the evening sessions, but I come back on and serve my community because I love you guys and also provide the free readings and try to get through everything. So just might take a little bit of time, but if you want it prioritized, a donation of any kind, we'll move it up in the list. All right. So I'm going to continue to use the Naked Heart Tarot for the donation readings today, which is this beautiful deck. It's by this person, Jillian Wild. And then I will show you the other deck that I use for the free readings once we get to those. I know, I love these. You have sinuses too. I know, what a coincidence. We all have sinuses. Otherwise, we wouldn't breathe, I guess, right? But yeah, I love it. Now look on the bottom of the deck. We've got starting off here the beautiful Wheel of Fortune. I love the artistry of this. Hello, darling. Hey, Maria. Great. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Yeah, it just came through for the PayPal too. All right, let's get into it, everybody. And let me just take a sip of my coffee. All right, let's start. So, Johanna, you were up first. Thank you so much for your donation. Let's give that a love and a like since it lets me do those. All right. And let's find your question here. Oh, obviously, it'll stand out to me because it's in green. There you go. So, you wanted to know here. Oh, and shout out too to Kritika Sayani and Just Blessings. They were some winners of my Zen Cricket giveaway every month. Of course, YouTube gives me 10 free of my memberships to give away. And at the first Saturday of every month, I give 5 away in the morning, 5 away in the evening. And so we have 2 lucky winners here. And then Johanna is my regular, one of my regulars. So I love that they offer that. All right, so all about the 13. Why do you still keep seeing 13 everywhere? You know, I actually pulled out these this morning, these angel number oracle. Just feel drawn. I want to do that before I pull some tarot here. Let's see what the angels want you to know here. Yeah, because 13, 3 plus 1 is 4. And you've got 0440 coming in here. I don't know if that will. There it goes. Oops, I guess I can move my finger. Oops, this is your ass. That's funny. So it's the gut feeling that's coming in here. Well. Intuition, betrayal, pessimism, relating, value, insight, increased perception, love, monogamy. Says follow your gut. It's more than just a feeling. Be real with people and focus on meaningful relationships. Remember, you also must bring value to the table. Treat others with respect, or else karma will bite it says your ass. 3 is a crowd. And of course, karma, I don't believe like karma comes and bites our butt, what energy we put out is what we get back. So I feel like they're telling you that. And let's see what the tarot say here regarding why you keep seeing 13 here as well. You just gotta love spirit, All right, wow. Oh, there's the Wheel of Fortune coming in here for you. Yeah, the bottom of the deck, you've got the Judgment card coming in here. There we go. And then also right under, okay, yeah, I see all the messages coming in here. Also on the bottom of the deck, you got the 10 of Swords and the King of Swords. So there's a lot of this seeing things from a higher perspective. The 10 of Swords is not a bad card. It's, even though they look dead, This is the exhaustion that comes in when we're trying to live up to a lot of expectations in the outside world and, trying to, all those thoughts, beliefs, mindsets, and everything like that that we've grown up with, trying to, please all the people all the time. But the 10 is good. It's like, I've had it. I'm done with that. And so I feel like there is this, the 13 is about, whenever we get a lot of repeating numbers and synchronicities and things, that's our spirit guides just saying, hey, we're behind you. We're, getting your attention. We want to draw your attention to something that can help you, but they don't meddle in our lives. So they'll try to get our attention to go, maybe if I wave them down, they'll come talk to me and then they'll ask me and then I can tell them. But otherwise, they kind of just, work on the honey-do list we gave them before we came down here. And then whenever we ask of our own free will down here, they'll do it. So definitely ask your guides, all right, what message are you trying to bring in? But obviously this is part of it. Because you also have the innocence of swords, the page of swords, the sage, the hierophant, your higher self calling you to look at things from a higher perspective, really gain some capital T truths to what you're truly wanting in your life here. Now, I feel that with all of this, we have the Wheel of Fortune, which I just love how they have this way. But it was this way, which is showing that it's this movement, the wheels of fate are about to turn to where there's some fated things that are about to come into your life. But the message of the Wheel of Fortune is that everything is for us. It's the tune of for you, the for tune. And this is even your human will be on board with the changes. So they're just like, just a heads up that there are some significant, as the wheel turns. It's like as the it sands through the hourglass. Oh, as the world turns used to be an old soap opera here in the United States. But that's like your world is turning, things are unfolding, things are becoming different, and it's just a heads up around. You're going to see things differently. You're going to get new information that's going to have you alter and um, become aware of other people's actions aren't about you, and your actions aren't about them. Your actions are about what triggers inside of you. And this is what's bringing up, those things, because you've got the let me see here. We got the Heart of Cups, beautiful card, the Queen of Cups. So this is the intuition, the gut that I was talking about on the Angel card. Trust in your gut, trust in your intuition, but there is this bubbling up from things that are coming up from underneath the surface, right? And and again, more swords. 9 of swords and the 5 of wands. Very transformative energy. There's some energy that feels conflicting. And I feel like here's the fire wheel turning, with the 5 of wands, but the 9 of swords is this, um, nightmare and insomnia card, but it's like that 10 of swords that was on the bottom of the deck. 9 is like the endings. I'm tired of it. I'm exhausted. I'm ready to let go. It's the ending. 10 is when it's ending and beginning. It's like the transformational phase. 9 is like, all right, enough. And then the 10 is the action of ending and the action of beginning. And so I like all this coming in here. It's just that, they're giving you this heads up that we're letting you know. It's like the warning signals that something significantly is about to switch. That's the Wheel of Fortune's major arcana. So it's, going to switch in the outside world. And it's to bring up these things from you're going to have things bubble up from below the surface, some emotions to look at, some thoughts and beliefs, and just to be aware of that, sitting in that, that whole karma thing. It's like, just be aware of your energy, because whatever you're focusing on is what you're going to draw to you. And during this time, and you've been, we learned to be like kind of steady with what's going on in the world, and we're like, all right, I got this down. And then we take another corner, like, whoa, and we regain our balance again. And that's kind of what's happening is there's a curve where you're like, whoa, I got to readjust a little bit more coming in. And I like that because it's always growth, it's always forest. That's why they reinforce with the wheel of four tune. Um, but just to try to step back and take a big deep breath and see it from a different perspective and just go, okay, instead of why is this happening to me, we can look at why did I want this to happen for me, and then that's when we have that ahas going, oh yeah, I get it, I see it, I understand it now. So that's what all these 13s are. They're getting your attention, and it's a good reminder. So you'll continue. I feel like you'll continue to see 13s jump out to you, or fours. Combination one, threes, and fours have to do with this because it is this transformation that's coming in, and it's just a reminder. Oh, that's right. This is for me. 1, 3 equals 4. This is for me. It's funny. Sometimes, like 13, we don't see that it's a 4, so we don't see something that's for us. That's funny. That's weird to say. Like, yeah, 1 and 3, you're like, well, what's this 13 about? Isn't it unlucky? It's like, no, 1 plus 3 is 4. This is for me. And I like that. A lot of fours too. 4, 4, 4, 4 for me. 4, 4, 4, 4 for me. You can start a little a song about for you. I love that. So that's what's coming in, Johanna. I like it. I like it. I like it. So that's what they have. So many blessings. Thank you again for your donation. I really appreciate that. And then Nelia. Hello, hello. I love the kitty. Your kitty stickers. So thank you for your dual donation. So let's take a look here. Your first question is, if you leave your job, how will it affect your preschool and staff, and especially your director? How is her reaction and feelings? All right, yeah, let's take a look here, and we will see what is happening here. It's always amazing when we leave somewhere and we think, oh, like I've moved teams and groups a lot, and I thought, oh, they're going to be devastated without me, but they went along fine. Those crazy people. All right, let's take a look here. So first of all, how will it affect your the preschool overall? It's going to affect everyone a little differently, and the staff. It depends on each individual person, right? And then your director. So there is that. Um, Depends on the moment. Everyone sees the world through their own eyes, not, they don't see the world as it is. So everyone sees an experience and chooses differently depending on the moment as well. Now, the bottom of the deck, we do have the Five of Pentacles, which is the feelings of abandonment, being left behind, the feelings of lack. So I feel like that's going to be some of the theme that's there. They have the Heart of Pentacles, which is the Queen of Pentacles, which is Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. A lot of people are going to miss the nurturing side of you that you provided there, but they also understand that you have to take care of you too. They understand, yeah, we would love to keep you our entire lives, but we understand you have to pursue what you want as well. And then the Chariot on the bottom too, which is this reinforcement here with the power of choice. Every moment we get to choose what something means, what the story we put to it. Yeah, I can imagine you've been there forever, like you said, 20 something plus years, right? Um, so there's this, foundation that is built around you because you've been there for so long. That people just assume you're going to be there. That also means you get taken for granted, right? But let's take a look here. How is it going to affect the preschool? You know, it's funny. Got all this balancing energy. We got the Two of Pentacles, the balancing of the outside world, the justice, the balancing of thought and belief. And the preschool itself, it's like balance. They're just like, "Yep, we're fine." At that age too, they're just so adaptable and okay with, it's like a dog. I don't mean to say it that way, but you know, they live in the moment. They're not so bound to time like we are. And so the preschoolers themselves, they'll be fine. They'll just be like, "Bye." All they need is like, "Here's a snack. Oh, look at the snack." It's like dogs. When I worked at a dog kennel, at one point in my life for over a summer, they taught, they all there's all these dogs and all these outdoor pens playing, and then a hot air balloon would come over, and all I needed was an old, milk carton with some pebbles in it, and I would just rattle it, and they would all pay attention. I'd throw it up in the air, and they what air balloon? They were like totally distracted, and that's how I feel like the preschoolers are there. So that's what's happening there. The staff, yeah, I mean, we've got the Wheel of Fortune and we've got the movement of swords. So they do feel that it's for them, that they understand it. The movement of swords is the change of thought and belief, seeing things from a higher perspective. And, we've got this. Oh, yeah. Well, so here's all the staff, though, too, which they're, all the staff, all the individuals that are there. The Wheel of Fortune is they're just like, hey, it opens up opportunities, there's growth, there's movement. If you open a position, then someone can move in, which someone can change and someone can change. It shows, movement, and a lot of people actually are pretty cool about when there's change, because if especially if they're going to fill the position, then someone else moves up and then someone moves into their position and someone moves in their position. A lot of growth, a lot of opportunity for different people. They're showing like the Wheel of Fortune being a cog that changes, that changes, that changes, that changes, and it just feels like there's this um opportunity for movement and change of thought and new opportunity, new blood. It's you know, most humans, we don't like change, but we're okay with it, especially as adults. And when there's opportunities that open up for us, there could be people that wanted an assistant director position forever. And they're like, my God, when is she going to retire? I'm just kidding. So I like that. It's funny. Yeah, your director themselves, they have the Six of Pentacles, the give and receive. They can see things from different perspectives. They understand. I love that it's like they're able to put themselves in your shoes and they understand. Um and you know, I feel like they'll be um it's my card of codependent relationships, but I don't feel like that's them either. I feel like they're not, you know, I feel like they just are very uh aware person. Like they get it. They're like, I'm so glad for as long as I've had you. Anything I can do to have you stay, I appreciate everything you do and blah 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 blah. So I feel like there's going to be this give and take. And if you're like, it's not about the job. I loved what I've done and everything. Just ready to live a dream. This has been a great benefit for me, blah, blah, blah. But I'm, I'm ready to go be me. And, that's the only reason you'd be leaving there, really, right? Is to be living something that is, makes my heart dance, makes my heart sing. And it's been what I've wanted to do. And if you're like, hey, can I go part-time for a while I develop this? I can train someone, I can ease out of the position, and um something like that too. So you can always negotiate. That I know when I first left, I was in the second time I left the company, because I left and came back, but I was an IT associate manager in our help desk of our corporation. And um, I I like ran so much of it, right? I mean, I was the huge cog in the giant cogwheel. I knew how everything worked. My managers knew you're the one that does everything. Psh, psh, psh. Just they'd refer them to me. I would onboard all the new managers and train everyone and get everyone going. And I knew all the processes and everything. When I was leaving that time, I give them a year notice. I know what, but that's what I did. I gave them a year notice, and I documented every process, and then they brought in my replacement a month before, and I took them through everything. And then when I left, I was like, "Bye." So it's like I understand, and it's like, yeah, you can negotiate and prepare if you want, but definitely choose you because they understood. I'm gonna go live my dream. This is great. It's great money. I enjoy what I do, but I've got to live, and they'll understand. So that's what's coming in for that one there. Hopefully that helps, Nelia. And then your second one, thank you so much for your additional donation. You want to know when will you meet your soulmate? True love. How? His personality characteristics. Is it a perfect match? All right. Well, it's always a perfect match, right? Excuse me. We always have the perfect person at the perfect time to show us what we want to see about ourselves, right? So let's take a look here. I actually have some cards here. Um, I have two timing decks that I put together. So let's see what they bring through around timing here. And that's a lot of cards for timing. Let me just shuffle these up one more time. And when you say true love, I like that you clarified that because we do have like um soulmates. We have several soulmates, even our parents and siblings and people we work with. There's soulmates, there's souls, and we have purpose together on the planet. But when we talk about true love, that can be like a soul partner who we're going to end up with the rest of our lives. We'll have soulmates too that will have and learn about ourselves. But the soul partner, I feel, is like what you're asking for, right? The one that you end up with for the rest of this lifetime, right? Because we might have a couple stepping stones, in the meantime, right? So let's take a look here. All right. So February of next year is when this one comes in, and it'll be the full moon, the next full moon in February of next year. And that's when you meet the soul mate, right? So I know what February, hey, but that's all right. That is all right. We can still have that. um, and so how you will meet, I also have this deck that I recently got called the Place Oracle. So I'm going to find out the place that you meet them here. And then we'll pull some tarot to get clarification on those others. All right. Yeah. And it's the heartbreak place. Lost love and grief, memories of heartbreak. And that's interesting. So you actually meet them wherever you had felt your heartbreak before. And that's what's wonderful about sometimes in life. We have like a place that was special between two people, and then it's like you're not in a hurry, that's good. you know that has a memory that's like, oh, every time I go to this place, I just have these lower vibrational feelings. But then when you meet someone new, and I had that once, actually was a dance club, and I had some really uh, almost anxiety, where I had anxiety attack when I would go to this place because of heartbreak that I had experienced there. But then I was hanging out with someone that was just really like, wow. It was like a couple years later, even, and they're like, "Hey, you want to go to this place?" And I'm like, sure, I didn't want to be like, oh, not that place. But the way that the experience I had with that person there was so different that it actually kind of replaced, how like when you have a file and you save as and you replace it and change the name of it, that's kind of how it felt. I saved over it with this new experience. And I feel like that's what happens here. Wherever this heartbreak place is that has these memories, this is where you meet someone. And this is where, whether it's a town or location, like a place, a specific place, it's like, okay, it's like you're able to give it another chance. And, this is where those great things happen. So I like that. All right. So maybe you're like, well, that could be one of 20 places. I don't know. But you might be like, no, I know what it is. Even if it's like, I don't encourage people to go find love online. But if it's like, well, I met this person online and I'd ever want to go there, but it's like, well, maybe I'll try that again. Or maybe, I went to this social event and I don't want to go to those anymore. It's like, well, you know what? I do want to go. Like I met someone at a wedding once, not me, but like just as an example. Um, and you're like, wow, but now you're like, ugh, I don't want to go to weddings because that's a memory. But you're like, you know what? I'm going to go. And then you're like, wow, so anyway. So let's take a look here. So that we kind of have the when and we have the where and how. And let's take a look here at his personality and characteristics here. All right. Boom, boom, boom. What else? All right. And of course, they're not going to give us like everything because it's like a scavenger hunt. They want some to be a surprise, right? So I'm just going to take a sip here. It's getting there. It's clearing up. All right. Yeah. Intuition is important because you got the high priestess on the bottom of the deck, right? Right, it is a tool. Intuition is crucial. Yeah, so definitely, you got the high priestess here, which is, I like that, following it. But, there's also the high priestess tells me that there's these past life connections you have with this individual, where when you meet them, you're gonna know that it's them because you're just gonna be like, do I know you from somewhere? I love that when we meet people from past lives and we're just like my host. It's funny. I met my host. She's like my best friend, if not one of my best friends, if not my best friend. And we so I had a friend at work who introduced me to a friend of hers that I did a reading for, who introduced me to a friend of hers who I did a reading for, and then she introduced me to to I did a reading for her. And as soon as I opened the door and they were there, I was just like, "Hey," and we're like, "Hey," we're just like immediate, you know, and it's like, "Yep," and we've had lifetimes. It's funny. So I do feel like you will know them like that. You'll just be like, "Do I know you from somewhere? I feel like I've, met you." So I like that. Let's take a look at here at their personalities. Yeah, we've got the 9 of Pentacles. So it is someone that is a bit, I want to say not like hermity, but they are okay being alone. They like their alone time. They're not like this overly social, I got to be out socializing everywhere. They like alone time. They like being alone with the person they love and they enjoy doing things out there. It's a balance, but they do like, Netflix, Netflix night, where it's just, and it has to do with that high priestess too, with this movement of cups. I do feel they're a bit empathic and they are um, aware of people's emotions. And so they understand they need that hermit time to regenerate from the world and all that. And so, balanced is very important. Like they'll be able to go to a big event, but then they're like, yeah, I need a few days. Let's just, chill away from the outside world. Yeah, and this makes sense too with these three cards coming out together. The Seven of Cups, this is what when there's all this activity and emotion in the outside world. They definitely are they're probably going to be a water sign or have a water moon or a lot of water in their chart because they're very sensitive to people's emotions. And 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 not that they're emotional, like they're not an emotional wreck, because I feel like they dealt with it when they were younger, like water signs do. I know I have a water moon and a water trine and all this stellium and Pisces, even though I'm Aquarius. You're in Aries, you need water. But I feel like they have a lot of that there. So that's good. A water sign would be good, right? Yeah. And we've got the Hanged Man and the Sage, the Hierophant. So, definitely someone who sees things from higher perspective, different perspectives. I feel like this with both of these combined together, higher education, they've studied, they're a perpetual student, they love to learn new things, which also, with that hermity, they like to investigate and look at stuff. So I like this. Um and I don't know, they could even be a professor or a teacher or someone who um shares information. I just feel like there's this mentor type energy, like, so I feel like, I like this combination that comes together with them so far with these cards. Very much a emotion, someone who can communicate emotions and picks up on emotions, but someone who shares. And that kind of goes right in with being a professor and a teacher, right? Just someone that can help people and help them understand and learn things, picks up on people. That's why I feel like they're successful at being in what they do, training or teaching kind of energy. And because they can sense when someone's struggling, and they can sense when people go, yeah, I got it, and you're like, no, you don't. Let's try another one. So I love that. So that's what's coming in now, yeah. For right now, anyway. I'm so sorry, everybody. The sun is actually coming out now, and I think it's clearing up. All right. So thank you again for your dual donations. And yeah, and I also have relationship readings if you guys want to check them out in the description box of the video where I go really deep into relationships and different things too. So if you guys are ever interested, all that's down below. All right. I love diving in. I do past life readings, which I love doing too, finding the stories of past lives and life purpose readings. I got one that I'm going to be doing here. I just love digging in. All right. And then we'll do your free reading eventually as well. All right. So let's continue on. Many blessings to you. And HTTPS, hello, hello. So let's give that some love and a like there. And so you want to see, will you see financial improvement in the next 2 weeks? All right, let's take a look here. So thank you for your donation. And let's see what we've got here. Financial improvement in the next 2 weeks. All right. So that's something hidden. Let's see what those are. And then I do want that one, that one, that one. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right. I know. Patience. Yay. Temperance coming in here. Let's see what this other card is here too. And the moon, which is the hidden and the unknown coming in here. And we got the full moon energy too. with this, we've got a Sagittarius full moon coming up here, I think on the 23rd, 22nd, 23rd. All right. Let me just make sure I've got my little calendar here. Yes, May 23rd, depending on where you're at in the world, of course. But I do have that there. So I do feel like there's this balancing out of things. Oh yeah, and there's even Sagittarius. This is Sagittarius energy. If you can, well, why that's not focusing, but yeah, there's the Sagittarius sign of temp on the Temperance card. So Sagittarius full moon means something here, and yeah, what's underneath here is the Sun card here too. Which okay, so we've got we're moving here from um, you know what we're in Taurus season right now, which is all about abundance, which is all about our fullness and wholeness and money and in that as well. And so I feel like things start to happen here beforehand because on the 20th, of course, we're moving into Gemini um, as well, which is balancing of things in a way, Gemini, the twins. So I feel here with three major arcana, I do feel like that it is going to be happening here, and there's some things. Let's look at these other three cards because I feel like with this Taurus energy that we're in right now, it's important to really glean and be aware of things right now. And then if you didn't check out the Taurus new moon pick a card, it talks about new moon wishes. And so check that out. In fact, here I'll put it out for everybody since I'm talking about it. I threw it out in the beginning, but just for the ease of use here, we'll put it here. But it talks about how to make the most of uh, this, the new moon wishes in Taurus, which has to do with money and finances and stuff too. And then, and actually, the picket card is where can you redefine your worth? Huh, boom. So there you go. All right. But let's see. Let's take a look here. All right. So you do have the three cards underneath all of this that they want you to know about right now is the Eight of Pentacles, which shows progression and movement in the outside world. So it does feel like it will get better here. But you have to put in the work, right? It's the blood, the sweat, the tears. It makes everything move forward and flow with the pentacles, which is what we're talking about, right? You also have, excuse me, the Spirit of Wands, the King of Wands, which is all about where you focus your energy to. And we talk about it a lot on here, about if I focus on like what I'm missing or what I'm wanting, then I'm telling the universe I like missing money. If I'm focusing on money, like I don't know if I'm going to have enough, or I don't may think I make enough. It's like, oh, you enjoy feeling like you don't make enough? No, or that I want more. It's like, oh, you enjoy wanting but not getting, and or what I hate or what I fear, I grow that and I attract that. So when we start focusing on gratitude, we can draw that in. Like I'm so grateful for the funds that I already get, and for what's in my life, and that you're always going to make sure I have everything that I need. And then they're like, oh, you like being grateful. Your energy is, I enjoy being grateful for money coming in. Oh, here, let me give you some more. That's what happens. And I feel like with this, it comes in. You even have the Lover's card with the power of emotional choice too. So it's the emotional energy, it's the manifestation energy. I feel can really help with all this, and with them having you look at the new moon wishes. I feel like they're saying there is a possibility for finances improving in the next 2 weeks, but it's really looking at the energies that we're focusing on, that we can do that, right? Yeah, the sun, the lovers, the moon, and temperance. Yeah, so you definitely got, well, four, yeah, four major arcana: the sun, the moon, the lovers, the temperance. So yeah, you definitely you know have this. So it can be a significant change because when we get it, we understand it here, but when it gets into our heart, which I think that's like the lover's card with the emotional choice. When we get it in our heart where it's like, well, yeah, I know I can focus, but if our energy underneath of our emotion really is fear about money and abundance, then our energy outs us in a way, right? Our energy goes, even though I'm thinking, I really want more money, and I'm saying, I really like more money. Thank you for more money. But our heart is like, but I'm scared I'm not going to have enough. Then our that energy is what's ruling it, right? But when I really sit with it and I can picture it in my mind and I can feel it in my heart, what it feels like with that gratitude, and my energy is that, and my physical actions, even taking physical actions, very well, very good. You know, journaling, all the stuff that I'm grateful for, that puts that physical energy out into the outside world too. Um, Yeah. So it can definitely happen. Yeah, and I've didn't was the reading yesterday or that whatever that you're like in this place where if you will be like boom, 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 the manifestation energy is at an all-time high for you. So I feel like it's an important time. That's why it's so, you know, to use the moon energy to use that kind of stuff too. So yeah, perfect. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. So many blessings. That's what they have for you right now. So thank you again so much, HTPS, for your donation. And let's see here. So then we have Crow's Nest, and then we will be jump over to Maria via the PayPal, and then we'll be back to Jeep Infinity, Jeep, and then Johanna. So that's kind of where we're at now. Hey, Mod. Hello, hello. Hey, Sunflower. Good to see everybody. All right. Back to readings. I know I can get distracted. So let me jump back. So Crow's Nest, 1408. You are up next. So let's give that some love and a like. Thank you so much for your donation. You want to know what's coming for love in the near future? All right. Let's take a look here. Let's shuffle these up. Let's see what we've got going on. What about love? All right. So the bottom of the deck, you've got the Six of Swords, which is about movement of thought and belief and mindset that does roll out into the outside world. So the mentality and the thoughts and thinking and expectations around love, there's this, adjustment that you're making and you thinking, and the faster I'm sorry, let me rephrase it. The more you look at and question your thoughts and beliefs and mindsets around love, the faster things switch and go from like a choppy water to a calmer water, and it brings change in the outside world. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah. So you have the Eight of Cups, and the Eight of Cups represents this energy of leaving behind emotions and relationships that don't serve you anymore. And the reason that happens, it helps us prepare, it helps us take back a lot of emotional energy that's being invested out so that we can store it up for this relationship that's coming. So that means kind of again with this thinking about relationships, it's also about looking at emotions from past relationships. It's like, it takes energy to keep an emotion down. And when we're younger, especially 7 years old and younger, we're little children. We don't know how to process things. And especially when we're told, usually children will laugh, cry, or throw a fit. And laughing is supported, crying and throwing a fit is not, by the adults. And they push those down. Do not cry, do not throw a fit. So, well, I need to express these emotions, but I can only laugh and smile. This is supported, but these aren't. These are pushed down, and it takes energy to hold those down like a beach ball, keeping it underwater. And so I feel like this is a time of allowing your these emotions to bubble to the surface so that you can transform them, so you don't have to invest energy holding them down. That's one piece of it. The other one is the relationships we're investing in our world right now, and kind of evaluating what you're investing in, and is the relationship over, friends, family, coworkers, whoever, best friends. Sometimes it's like you realize you're giving 70, 80, 90. You're the one keeping, you're the life support system for the relationship. And you're like, do they even want it anymore? And I'm okay to back off to 50%. And if it drifts away, then I get the full amount back. Or there's some that you're like, no, I don't even, I understand. Beep, I'm pulling, I'm pulling the cord on this relationship. That sounds bad. Beep, it's done. And but you get all this emotional energy back to save up for this relationship that's coming. Yeah. So, in here, this is the, what you've been working on here. You've got the Five of Wands, which is about transforming of energy, moving it from one thing to, low fear energy to higher vibrational energy. And it's been with this Page of Cups, you've been really looking into your self-love, because you can't love someone else more than to the extent you love yourself, nor receive love from others more than to the extent you love yourself. So you've been working on that. This is part of the process, but you get the Lover's card, which allows this beautiful energy in there. They're saying it's always for our benefit to turn inward and upward, to look at our self-worth and our self-love, because as we expand that, then our ability to give and receive love to humans also expands. And it's like there's this preparation going here. They're like, what we're, having you bring all this emotional energy back to you. It's not being poured out into a black hole. And, it's like you're have like $1 in your emotional savings bank. That's all you're going to be able to give to a relationship. Well, it's not going to be very much, right? But you're bringing all this savings, you're saving all this emotional energy for this another relationship. And then you're also expanding the ability to give and receive too. So I like this, that you've been working on going through these right now. And yeah, the universe. Yeah. So ending of major cycle, beginning of new adventure. So it is coming here soon. And the more you do and look at those thoughts and beliefs and mindsets and emotions, the faster it comes. And this is the release of a lot of the supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and have tos and musts that we've grown up with. And there's this freedom for you to be you, and not to have like all this stuff that has to be, all this pressure around a relationship of what it has to be for me, what I have to be for them, who they have to be for me, how it's supposed to happen, how it's supposed to unfold, where it's supposed to go. It's like an adventure instead of a job, which is great when it comes to relationships, right? Yeah. Yeah, the Four of Wands, which is joy, celebration, the marriage card, and the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is where we're investing our energy, and choosing joy, choosing that higher vibration is what speeds things up and brings them more here. But I definitely, with the Lovers card and the marriage card here, you definitely have this in the cards, literally, right? That you do have a marriage for this lifetime, um, that is destined. So it's just the speed at which it arrives has to do with the inner work and inner transformation that you're doing there. So hopefully that helps bring a little bit of guidance there. But that's what they have for you right now, Crow's Nest. I'm gonna pull a timing card here, and this is based on current energies. Of course, when you uh, things can speed up. Yeah. Right now, it's at the holidays when you would meet them, which I feel like this is like December is when they would come into your life, November, December. But that's if based on current, right? But like I was saying, it can come in faster if you do that inner work there. Let's see here about the place too. I like using these cards, timing and place and who they are. I like to get a little bit when we can. All right, so it looks like you have two opportunities here. So I feel like you know, the sooner time that you have a possibility you meet them in like a grasslands, an open expanse, grazing ground, sunlit grass, like almost camping or out in an outdoor type of event where it's in the outdoors. The other one I feel like more like November, December would be in school of some sort, a place of learning, classroom learning and knowledge acquisition. So I feel like that one is like November, December. But if you can meet them sooner in the outdoors, which is interesting, some sort of outdoor event, which of course could probably be like summer, right? Spring and summer and fall. All right. So that's what they have for you, Crow's Nest. So many blessings to you. All right. And then Maria, you are up next via the PayPal. Let's get in there here. Thank you for your donation. All right. Maria, woo-woo, you're here. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you guys. Let's give these a shuffle here. All right. So let's take a look here and see what's going on inside the brain of David. Oh, I know, right? Scary. And what were his thoughts of you specifically? All right. All right, your checkup, the check-in, and the first hangout and date. All right, so we'll take a look at those. Yeah, we got the bottom of the deck. We have the Spirit of Swords, which is the King of Swords, which is a lot of thinking. I think they're. I don't know if we talked about. Aren't they an air sign? I feel like they're really always in their mind going on here. So, um, yeah, they did. I like this because they thought you got the Earth Mother, which is the Empress, and we've got the Heart of Pentacles. Um, so both of these, the Queen of Pentacles and the Empress represent Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, nurturing, sensual type of energy. So I feel like this is them because I feel like that's what you come across as is just this very warm, um, nurturing kind of energy. And I feel like they just think about that and they like that. And there's sensuality there too. And the innocence of cups. So, I do feel like there's this energy of new love, new emotion, that kind of that rolls around in there. And they like that. Um, yeah, so yeah, January is either Capricorn, which big thinkers, I know I'm Capricorn rising. Cap are big thinkers because they're ruled by Mercury too. But no, they're ruled by Saturn, which are big thinkers. I don't know what I was thinking. I was thinking Gemini and Virgo, but I know, right? Or if they're January 20th to the end, then they're Aquarius, which is an air sign. Either way, they are big thinkers, so that makes sense that they're in their head a lot. Big thinking, big about the work, about the, you know, uh, nose to the grind, work, work, work. So I do feel like with all of this, they've got this, energy that's coming in here of, that they think of you in that way of this, that you're this, uh, emotional being, and not like you're, "Oh my god, you're so emotional," but because they're such a thinker, they see you like they see themselves as a brain and you as a heart, and it's like, "Wow, okay, I like that." Their thoughts here, and this makes sense with the 5 of Pentacles. This is these, feelings of abandonment, being left behind, being left out in the cold, not being enough. And so, there is that energy that we've talked about before. They're working through some old beliefs of abandonment, not being, a match for someone and whatever, had happened in their past. So it makes sense that, it's like uh-oh, you know, uh, when something feels too good to be true, or, like you're something good happened in your life and you're waiting for the other foot to drop. This is the kind of energy that they've experienced and kind of what triggers a little bit. So just be aware that that's there, but they're not. Um, it's like that's the overthinking, right? They're like they have to think of every scenario. They have to go through it in their head, kind of thing. The first hangout and the first date, yeah. So you have um, the Page of Pentacles, which is a new opportunity opening up in the outside world. So I do feel like, that is coming here. And the Nine of Pentacles, this is like being alone, something more not like out in the huge public, like not dinner in a huge place and all this. It'd be more like a picnic or grabbing something and go sitting in a park, or it's not something. I feel like it's big where it's just more of a you know uh, more private, more one-on-one than surrounded by a bunch of people, if that makes sense. But that's what it felt like to me. It's like this picnic kind of thing where there's privacy, and or just hanging out watching a movie, or doing something. Oh, yeah, away from, you know, noise and all of that. So I kind of feel like that kind of energy coming in there. Let me see here. I'm gonna try one of these, the Place Oracle. I'm just gonna see what comes in here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Jail. You guys gonna go visit a jail? No. Incarceration, prison, justice, and punishment. All right. It didn't work this time. Oh, okay. But the bottom of the deck, we do have a winding path. So maybe going for a walk, that kind of, this is more like what I was seeing. That's funny though. I like the it's like your spirit guides. Ha ha. Ha ha. Yeah, Bonnie and Clyde, right? And yeah, that's funny. Guess what? You guys get a private jail sale. A little bit of alone time. No, but this is more like it, what I was picturing. Uh, you gotta love spirit. They are. They love like lighten things up. It's okay, So I like it. That's funny. All right, so that's what they have for you right now, Maria. Hopefully that is helpful there. And thank you again for your donation. I appreciate that. And then Jeep, you are up. So let's give that a love and a like there. Thank you so much for that donation. Like a general for next week. All right. Let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know about next week? All right. All right. All right. So the bottom of the deck overall, you have the Ace of Cups, which is all about self-love and attention to your heart and yourself coming in here. So I like that. Um, because you do have, let's see, how do you want to all three at the same time? All right. Let me try to do this here. Okay. Because you've got the movement of cups here, which is the pursuit of that self-love. You've got the Tower card and the Hanged Man. So the Hanged Man is like there's this transformation and this kind of hanging out and something that's been delayed, but the Tower card does tell me that next week there is like something that comes in suddenly that I don't want to say it challenges you, but it gives you an opportunity to look at your self love and to instead of looking outwardly, going, well, what they say, what someone thinks or whatever about me is, defines me. I feel like there's this great opportunity to see things from a different perspective when something comes out of left field and you're like, "Oh, this isn't about me. This is about what they're going through." And I like it for you because, it is a change, a transformation of energy. Yeah, you even have the King of Swords, which is about, you know, seeing things from this higher capital T truth, rooted in unconditional love. Let's see if they'll tell us what this is about here. Yeah, yeah. I mean, the bottom of the deck, you have the Five of Cups, which does tell me about movement, a change of emotion from something lower vibration to higher vibration. So I feel like they just want you to, know that, you've got the innocence of wands, page of wands, which is something sparking in the Ace of Pentacles, which is a new opportunity in the outside world, movement of Pentacles, which has to be this, again, that slow movement of the outside world, but I feel like something's coming to fruition. And the Hermit card. And so it feels like here comes this next weekend, sudden, with the Tower and the Page of Wands, a sudden change, a sudden inspiration, a sudden spark that offers this new opportunity in the outside world, something that's been taking a while to unfold and transform. And the Hermit card is like you stepping away, um, in this situation here, allowing yourself to connect to this is your higher self up here. And, this is the dream that you've been waiting for. And I feel like you'd get the sudden information, the sudden, I don't know, is it information, opportunity? It just feels like you have this something happens that just sparks you to go, all right, I'm making a decision. You even have the Emperor on the bottom of the deck now that they showed it to me too, the Sky Father, which is you deciding. It's Aries energy, this beginning, this fire that kind of, sparks your butt where you're like, all right, you know what? Okay, you've been waiting and planning and kind of evaluating different things, but something happens next week where it just makes you go, all right, I am making a change. I am putting my plan, or I'm putting a plan together, and I'm going to take action on it. So um I just feel like it's time, and the Tower is always something happening for us, right? It allows us to go, something gets removed or brought into our life on purpose for a purpose to be more in alignment with our higher self and clearing the path for us to move forward where we're wanting to go. But this, I don't feel like is something that um, it's like you're not forced to do something. Something happens suddenly, and that you are the one that goes, "All right, enough. I am putting this, and I'm going for it." It's like, and that's what happens when our fears outweigh the ugly feeling of not living our lives and being ourselves. We don't act. We're kind of not ready yet because the fears outweigh it. We're like, oh, well, no, no, not yet. But there's a time when it's like when the ugly feeling of not living our dreams or being ourselves or whatever it may be outweigh our fears, then we're like, I don't care. I'm doing it. That's where I feel you're getting to next week. All right. So that's what's coming in there. You're welcome, Crow's Nest. Right? Always a pot of gold. I like it. All right. And then I do see you have another one here in a moment, Jeep. So we will get down to that momentarily. But we have Infinity up next with your how's it going? How's it going sticker. Sorry, it was really small. All right, and thank you for your donation as well. You want to know how is L doing M? Is he thinking of moving? If so, where? Back to your city? All right. Let's take a look here. Oh, it's not M, it's RN right now. Maybe I shouldn't have it so small, but I have the chat small so I can see more of it all at the same time. It'll be like the screen's gonna be here before we know it, or I'll put my glasses on. All right. So let's take a look here, Infinity. How is Al doing right now? How are they doing? Okay. And then are they thinking of moving? Okay. And is it back to your city? Okay, let's take a look here. Yeah, the bottom of the deck, they've got they got the two of wands, which is, the power of energy choices, and the lovers card too, which is emotional choice. So I feel like they they are thinking about options and opportunities and different things like that. But I feel like they're going back and forth on things. So the underlying energy is they're in this, you know, fork in the road of deciding what they want to do. Let's see how they're doing here, though. All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The Heart of Pentacles, Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. So they are definitely nurturing themselves, taking time for themselves. And this makes sense with all this decision because they're, okay, what do I want? And they even have the star card on the bottom, which is a balancing energy, but also looking at what is my dream? What is it that I want to do? I feel like they're tired of existing, they're wanting to live, and they're trying to figure that out. And here, if I had any doubt whether they were going back and forth between things, got the Chariot, which is the power of choice card. They're trying to think mentally, what do I want to do emotionally, energetically, physically? So they're definitely in this fork in the road type of energy, trying to figure out what in the heck do they want to do. Um, are they thinking of moving? They're going back and forth. We got the 5 of Swords, which is their heart and their head battling, and the 10 of Cups is joy. I do feel like they are leaning towards joy and like what will make them happy. Their heart will win eventually the argument between the head and the heart, because it's like, look, we want to be happy. I want to sing. I want to dance. Let's go. And we have this so I do feel like that's a yes, that they are going to want to move. They're contemplating moving. Their heart wants to move. Their brain was like, well, I don't know. But where they want to move is the 3 of Pentacles. 3 of Pentacles is about being true to their authentic selves. And there's this energy coming in here. I don't feel like they're going to move to your city. I feel like they want to go somewhere where they can restart and just be themselves without having anyone around, um, trying to make them be who they think they want to be. I don't think it's not like you, like they think you do that, but I think where you're at, it might be like other people that they know, or if there's family, or I just feel like they want a fresh start completely where I can be me. And I feel like that's where this 10 of Cups is. They just want to be able to go somewhere where it's like completely brand spanking new and they can reboot and restart their life. That's where their heart wants to do. If and I feel like it will win out, and I feel like they will eventually go that direction. But they are in that, decision making, thinking, type of you know energy right now. But I like that nurturing because they're trying to choose them. So so that's what they have for you, Infinity. So thank you so much for that donation. And then Jeep, thank you for your additional donation. Let's give that a love and a like here. And you want to know if you will see financial improvement in the next 2 weeks. All right. All righty. Let's take a look here. All right. Let's take a look here. Oh, these 8s. All right. So I see the bottom of the deck here. I mean, we've got the star card, like dreams come true, and the Sky Father, which is the Emperor, which is taking action, right? And the Lovers card too, and the Two of Pentacles. So there is this balancing, and the Eight. Okay, and there's another Eight. So that's why they wanted me to go all the way down there. So you've got this spark coming in. Oh, there's that tower making itself known here. Oh, okay. And then, so the Lovers, the Two of Pentacles, power of choice coming into all of this in the outside world. And again, with that Emperor, I feel like you are igniting something that helps alter all of this, because on the bottom of the deck, you also have Eight of Pentacles, Eight of Cups, which is flow and movement. And then that was underneath the deck mixed with these other cards that they wanted me to see, because you got these other eights. You got the Eight of Swords, the Eight of Wands. So all four eights. Eight is a number of, if you look at four on each side, flow, movement, movement, movement. Eight of Wands, fast movement. Eight of Swords, movement of thought. Eight of Cups, movement of emotion. Eight of Pentacles, the blood, the sweat, the tears, the movement in the outside world. So you definitely have this energy here of stepping up, and there's this great opportunity to open up the floodgates here for you. And you got the Earth Mother, which is the you know harvest and new births and new beginnings, and the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands with that the Sky Father energy, is all about not dimming your light, stepping forward, allowing yourself to lead and go forward. That power of choice energy, with that Two of Pentacles that was coming in here too, is, like two opportunities opening up. You can stay where you're at, or go somewhere else, or have two things at the same time. And the Two of Pentacles is the timing. It's like it's time to flip the timer, and it's time, like time, it's like time is up on waiting. And this kind of goes hand in hand with your other, especially with the Tower card and different things coming in here, that it's it's time. The timer is up, ding. Now let's make a move. Let's step forward. What have we been waiting for, right? And I like this energy coming in, because it definitely is, you know, um, this great timing that's coming up with all of this energy that we have. I think we have like this sweet spot coming up here in the next couple weeks, of where a lot of the planets are direct again, at least in our personal planets that are promoting movement and change. And so it's just like, it feels like the tide is flowing out, and so it's time to that's the time to launch the boat. We've waited, when the tide's coming in, it's like it's not worth me launching a boat, because it's just going to capsize. I'm going to have to work so much to really get hardly anything. But now here comes the tide is going out. It's like, all right, now's the time to launch. It's really easy, and it happens. So I like that for you. So that's what's coming in there for you, Jeep Jeep. So many blessings to you. I'm excited for you. You're welcome, Infinity. All right. And then Johanna, thank you for your additional donation here. Let me give that a love and a like there. And your second question is here. Is there anything that you should know about L as of now? All right, let's take a look here. Thank you for your additional donation. Hey, Rhonda. Hey, Nat. Good to see everybody. All right, so what do you need to know about L as of now? That and that. Not those, but that one. Okay. What is happening? What is happening with L? All right. Let's take a look at all this here. L is in an interesting energy here. We've got the star card, which is about dreams come true. Three of cups. It's normally celebration type of energy. The combination of these two can also be that they're really being drawn to connect to the higher energies. But there's also this um, un undecidedness that's coming in here with their dream. It's like they've got three cups of like, well, this could be my dream, or this could be my dream, or this could be my dream. This is like there's this indecision of, you know, if a genie appeared to them and said, all right, and it's a meanie genie. You have one wish, and he goes, "Oh, but I had three wishes." And they're like, You only have one. Sorry, I'm a mini genie. I only do one. I don't do three." and and so they're like trying to decide, well, what is the one wish if I could have it? All right, and so there's this indecisiveness and this trying to figure things out, and that's why I feel like they're in this hanged man kind of you know uh, you know, kind of cocoon, kind of this stepped away from things, trying to see things from a different perspective. They're off in their head here with the Spirit of Swords, overthinking things, over analyzing things, trying to figure out what it is. Um, but there's this kind of fear that they have going on with them too. The Seven of Wands and this Tower card for me is the Seven of Wands is like, I'm going to be true to my authentic self. I'm going to shine and not dim my light. I'm going to stand up on a hill. What they feel like when they stand up on the hill, they get struck by lightning. And there's this fear of them wanting to really choose what they truly want as their wish come true because their brain has them so confined into no supposed to, should, need to, have to, must. Well, when people get one wish, you're supposed to ask for three more wishes. Or, when you are offered a wish, you're supposed to wish for $1 billion or world peace, or, all these things of supposed tos are keeping them restricted here. So, I feel like you need to know that about them, that they're just kind of undecided and in their head. And I don't see like emotion really here. It's like emotionally unavailable because the three cups, like they're trying to pick what they want emotionally. And so they've paused everything because like, well, I have to choose one emotion that I want to feel and be my dream come true, but I gotta wait on it. I gotta figure it out. So I don't feel like they're moving forward on any of it. We have the Innocence of Pentacles, which is a new opportunity open up in the outside world, but we also on the bottom of the deck have the Knight of Pentacles, Movement of Pentacles, slowest moving knight out of them all. So I feel like they're coming to conclusions here in the near future, but not near enough. I feel like it's like really drawn out, like and if you're one of the emotional choices for them, what's their problem? You know, it's a when we gain our self-confidence, we get to a point in our lives where if people aren't smart enough to choose us, then we're like, "Well, thank you for not choosing me because you're kind of stupid." That's what your guides are saying. So I like that. So hopefully that helps there. That's what's coming in for you. So many blessings, Johanna. Hopefully that makes some sense for you there. All right. And then Nelia Medeiros, thank you for the popcorn. And let's take a look here. Let's see. So your next question is, will you ever remarry again? And is it with your soulmate, your true love? If so, will it last? All right, let's take a look here and see what we got there. Give it one more shuffle here. I'm just going to take another quick swig here. All right. So, will you remarry again? Let's see here. All right. And then will it be with them? Will it last? And what's this? All right. Okay. So, the bottom of the deck, we do have the Lover's card, which is important partnerships, right? Even like the little beaks make a heart in the middle. So, the remarrying piece, if you remarry, it will be with your true love, with your soulmate. Um, will it last? We had the Spirit of Pentacles, which is yes, that's abundance. It's fulfillment. It's a whole, a like a whole WHOLE, a wholeness of outside, the world out there, right? The thing that it talks about here is, um, it's a possibility of marriage, and there's this, you know, um a lot of thinking. Let me just show you here. I was gonna try to explain it, but like, just show the cards. I'm like, okay, I will. The Knight of Sword, not the Knight, the King of Swords. They're the big thinkers. They allow us to see things from a higher perspective. But the other piece of the Ace of Swords that the King and the Queen and Knight and Page yield and wield is double edged. It allows us also to transform some old thinking and see things differently. And what what they're saying here about that marriage is possible, it's just that we have to question some thoughts and beliefs and mindsets about what marriage is supposed to be, should be, need to be, have to be, must be. Because if it's full of expectations, when we meet someone, they're giving us this, right? We're like, wow, they're amazing, right? And we're like, they're because we don't have any expectations because we just met them, right? Completely like we see them for who they are and we think, wow, they're amazing. Then we start to date, expectations start to rise, and they're still wonderful, just becoming a little less wonderful. And then we date exclusively, we get engaged, becoming less and less, but still, in the scheme of things, we're still wonderful, right? And then we get married. And then suddenly, why have they changed? Why aren't they being who they're supposed to be? Suddenly, there's this cage around each other's hearts of supposed to be and should be and need to be based on all the stuff that we've grown up with. And that's why whenever I attend a wedding and I write in the card that I give them, remember, try to have as low expectations as possible. Remember when and why you fell in love, because this beautiful abundance and beauty of life, right? And if we can keep no expectations, then we don't focus in on who someone's not being, which is the source of a lot of ending of relationships. Because when we have a lot of expectations, it just sucks the life and the air out of the sails. If it's like a candle and you know like one of these things where you put something on top and then the oxygen gets gone and then it poops out, right? And so this is, the first card that came out here in addition to all of this is the Eight of Swords, which is us becoming aware of our own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that would blind us and bind us and keep us trapped. And even this, you've got the Queen of Swords, balancing of the head and the heart, and the dream come true. Well, the dream come true. Turning it upside down, turning it around to where it's like, what is a dream come true when it comes to marriage? There's a movie, He's Just Not That Into You. I think it's has Ben Affleck and Jennifer Aniston in it, amongst others, and it's all about relationships. If you haven't seen the movie, try to see it because it is this beautiful, shows all these different types of relationships and how, well, in order to be happy, you have to be married and you have to have this and that. And it shows people that have all these different types of relationships and Ben Affleck and Jennifer Aniston are been living together for a long time and have a great relationship until marriage, the discussion of marriage hits, and then, you know, everything kind of just and I won't spoil it if you haven't seen it yet. Um, but it's definitely worth watching because I feel like it just really allows us to see what's important in love. And I feel like if you change your idea of what marriage is supposed to be and should be, that's what allows it to happen and unfold, right? Ultimately, the two of wands, whatever energy we focus on, is what helps with all of this. Because if we focus on, like we're talking about, um, what's missing, like, well, this relationship is great, but I need to be married. I want to be married. Then if I focus on the missing of marriage, the wanting of marriage, then I actually end up pushing it away, or I fear, well, I feel I'll never be married again, or I fear I will be married again. We grow that, right? But if I focus on gratitude for who someone is, and that's that whole thing of when we have less expectations, rather than focusing on who someone's not being, I am celebrating who someone is. And what a relationship. Can you imagine a relationship where every day you just tell someone, you know what I love about you, sincerely, it's not just a checking it off, but it's like, you know what I love about you, you never give up on your friends. When you, like with Matthew, they were doing this and this and this, but you stood by him through it all. And you're a true friend, and I love that about you. Specifically telling them, not just I think you're great. You know what I love about you is you're great. General statements, bleh, yeah, whatever. But when you specifically tell someone something and an example of how it is, it's like it blows people away. And but it's sincere. It's not just made up stuff. And but if you're sincerely doing that, and if you do that for each other every day, and it's a relationship of gratitude, wow, right? Who needs marriage? Who needs a ring? But um when we change our description of it, when we change our expectations around it, it transforms everything. And that's what I feel they're saying here. So hopefully that makes sense. But that's what's coming in for you, Nelia. So thank you for your additional donation. I appreciate that. And then Infinity, thank you for your additional donations. All right, sorry about that. So let's give this one here some love and a like since it lets me. And then we'll do the hot dog. Yum. All this popcorn and hot dogs and stuff. You guys are making me hungry. All right, let's take it. So, Infinity, you want to know what are L's thoughts and feelings and intentions towards you? All right. So, thoughts and feelings, and this one's intentions. So, one for each. Boom, boom, boom. And then, does he want to be with you long term? All right, that'll be that one and that one. And then, does he have any messages for you? And these will be, of course, combination of from their higher self, I feel, plus also like if I could tell you something, what would I want to tell you? Kind of messages. All right. So you feel the same? No, yeah. All right, very good. All right. So thoughts. The thoughts first. Okay. Two of swords. So thoughts, two kind of energies that come in with that is, they're going back and forth between their thoughts. They're like in a fork in the road. They're trying to decide, some things regarding the interactions with you guys, but it's also a battle between the head and the heart. So, those are always fun because our heart wants, it's like, yes, yes, I want to go. Let me. And the mind's all having the heart on a leash, like, slow down, calm down. You know what happened the last time I let you off the leash? Not again. So I feel like there's this battle between their head and their heart in their brain. Let's see what the feelings come in. Yeah. So the feelings with the devil card, this is, this battling that's going on. It's like their heart's in a cage. It wants out of the cage. But there's all of these expectations, these fears, these supposed to, shoulds, need tos, have tos that create the cage bars around that cage in the heart. And so both of these together make sense between their head and their heart, that the fears are what are holding them back on moving forward and doing things. And so there is this, you know um I don't know, frustration of the heart, I guess, makes is kind of what I feel, because they really want to be expressive. They really want to be able to move forward and connect and in a deeper level, but the brain, really, they're either a Capricorn with big thinking and they want to, you know, or they've had a lot of pain that had, created a lot of the bars to keep things like, "We don't wanna feel that again." Nope, 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 you can't do that, right? Let's see here, their intentions towards you here. Well, their intentions with the 8 of Wands is movement of their passion. So, that is in of course, in sync, or, functional. Their head and their heart are battling, but the energetic and physical attraction is like, well, we can allow that, of course, right? It's like, okay, well, I get that, and so there is this, then intention is that they want to act on their, attractions and energetic and physical attractions coming in there. But they're going back and forth. And it's not that they're looking at you going, "Are you good enough for me?" or whatever. That's always our fear, right? Theirs is, "Am I good enough for them? Am I gonna get hurt again? Do I wanna go? Do I wanna try this again? Is it worth it for the risk of pain?" That's what they're going through, in here and in here, right? Going back and forth. Um, so, that's what's coming in with, the thoughts, the feelings, and intentions. Does he want to be with you long term? Yeah. We've got the Naked Heart, which is unique to this, deck here, and the Ace of Swords. I feel like they're really trying to still figure things out with these here. With the Ace of Swords is trying to see things from a different perspective, trying to find out what their heart wants. And that makes sense with everything else we talked about here. It's like their heart would love to be with someone long term and be happy, but that mind is like, but is it possible? Can we see that? Can we see that this unfolding? Let's see what their additional messages are here too. What would they want you to know? Of course, we get a 7 of Pentacles. Is the last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit. I feel like this is from their higher self saying, it's worth the wait if you can wait it out, but it's gonna take a while for it to get there. It's gonna take that time for it to get to that place. Their human would want you to know if they were say, I'm not dissing on them, but if they were brave enough to share their emotions, they would tell you that they're trying to transform these lower vibrational, pain emotions into something more. They haven't gotten over these past pains, even though they put on a very, "I'm fine." They're like, they pushed and suppressed a lot of those things, so they are charged and bouncing around below the surface, right? The other thing they'd like you to know is that with this Heart of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, that they see you as such a nurturing, um, loving, sensual, goddess in a way. But as this person that you're so nurturing, you're so inviting, uh and it shows that sensuality, it shows that harvest, it shows that birthing, it shows mother nature, mother nurture kind of energy. And they do see that, in you, and they do admire that about you. Their heart definitely does, because their heart feels safe with you, but the brain is the one is the problem, right? So, there is this, well, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Right? So that's what they have for that infinity. Hopefully that makes sense and resonates there for you. Um, so, you know, the brain is our brain, our human side of our brain, is the one that tries to keep our heart safe, because it doesn't. It's like the heart goes, yeah, 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 let's go. They're like, no, come back here. So hopefully that makes sense. Right, infinity. So thank you for that one. And then we've got your second one here. Oh, okay, very good. The hot dog donation. Hey, Dorella, I am taking questions. I'm going to be on this session for about 15 more minutes. Um, and I'm finishing up some donations, but I will be back in about 2 hours or so to complete all free readings. So if you want to pop it in there, I will get to it today. And if anyone makes donations, I do dive deeper into those and prioritize those too. So if you're interested in that, all that information's in the description box of the video, if you so choose. All right. So is Al thinking of quitting his current occupation? All right, let's take a look here. Is he? Is he? Is he? All right. I think he is, because he's got the Ace of Pentacles, looking for a new opportunity. That Three of Cups brings him joy. That's coming in here. And I feel like, again, they're looking for emotional stability. This Ten of Swords is like, I've just had it enough. I feel like there's this energy that's coming in, that they just feel like they can't, like, I can't make my boss happy. I feel like they don't get a lot of support, as far as like, hey, you're doing a good job, or here's a raise, or blah blah blah. It's just like, hey, you need to do this, you haven't done that, you need to do this. I feel like whoever their boss is, or whoever surrounds them a lot, is always just on them about what's not happening, what's not happening, what's not happening. They're not a very good supervisor, from that standpoint, because everyone knows that if someone's always telling you what you're doing wrong, why do you even try? You end up, feeling exhausted, where I can't do it anymore. And they have the Heart of Pentacles coming in, which is them wanting to choose for themselves. They're trying to nurture themselves, and they're like, I want to be happy. And I feel like I want to go find something where I can be happy, something that's more for me. And so I see that. Yeah. So I feel like they are. All right. Will they be successful? I'm sure they will. Um, but I feel like that's kind of a lot of the thinking and everything that's going on in their head too, is that they're just like, I just, but it's a big part of their journey, is that they're looking for their happiness outside of themselves. Eventually, they're going to get disappointed enough in the outside world, they'll turn inward and go, oh, there I am. And then it transforms their world. But until they get over that, they're going to continue on that, you know, thing going around, right? um, let's see. So, just for everyone, that's a good question, Dorella, just to give you it, Renee. So, from 1 to 2, I'll be with my praying mantis members. That's mountain time. 1 to 2 mountain time. And then I need to eat. And then if the sun stays out, I might need to run and walk an errand real quick. So probably 3:30 would be a good. I could probably meet that without being late to it. 3:30 Mountain Time, if not sooner, which would be 5:30 Eastern. Um, So I don't know if you said estimated or Eastern Standard Time, but so that'll be around when I come back to start the free readings. All right. And then let's see here. Hey, love 1234. Thank you for your donation via the Cash app. So thank you for that. And you want to know, how does your friend B view you and feel about you? All right, let's take a quick look here and see what's going on inside their head. There we go. And then Brenda. All right, so let's take a look here. How does your friend B, all right, view you and feel about you? All right. All right. So we got the movement of cups, which is the Knight of Cups, movement of emotion. Um, it's someone, they kind of view you as you're in pursuit of love, and now remember, always disclaimer, right? When we ask, how does someone see us and view us and feel about us? Through their own lenses. You're a mirror, and so you know keep that in mind, and that what people see when they look at us is themselves, something within themselves. So when they see you as someone that's a Knight of Cups in pursuit of love, that you're looking for love, you're on a search for love, your quest is love, 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 you're always looking for love. Mirror, I feel like she does that, right? Or he does that. That's someone that's always looking for love, always looking for, I want to find the love of my life. I've got to find love. I got to find love. And but they're searching for it outside of themselves. So they perceive you as someone who's always looking for the next love, and like you're a serial monogamist, which is interesting. And it's like, interesting. When you ever hear someone complain about people who are late all the time, and you're like, but you're always late to everything. People don't see, they just see, oh, look at them. Oh, it's funny. Innocence of Swords. So they do see you as someone who is, this pursuit of higher education, of learning and growth. So they see you as someone who is searching for, of course, you're going to get into higher education, but always learning, always growing. They see you as someone who's very intelligent. Excuse me. But I don't, in this case, I don't feel like they feel like they're very smart, for some reason. And so they look at it as, something like that they admire about you, that they're like, I could never do that. And so they have this self-doubt around it. Yeah. Right. You don't tell them about their dating experiences, but that's how they perceive you anyway. They're just like, I just know you're searching for love. But again, it's the mirror of themselves, right? The Ten of Cups. So I like this. They see you as someone who's very, you tend to be on the joyful side, and they see you as that way, of like you're this brightness, this person that, you can, I don't know if you can make them laugh. They You always try to look at the bright side of things. And I feel like if they want to be uplifted, they know they can call you. But I feel like if they want to complain about things, I don't feel like that. Well, we'll see what comes in here. Yeah. The Ten of Wands is the burden energy, and they do have this belief. And this is why they want me to look at that card, that they don't want to be a burden, and so when they want to be uplifted, they'll call you. But if they don't want to be uplifted, and they know that, um, that would be more burdensome, because when they're ready to be uplifted, then they contact you. And I feel like they talk to you about things, because then they can be like, okay. But when they're like, no, I don't want to be uplifted yet, then they don't, because they don't want to irritate you. That's interesting. And then we got the Spirit of Cups, which is great. The Spirit of Cups is a good energy, because it's the balancing of the head and the heart. And that's a good way to describe you because I feel like you don't make decisions strictly from your brain, you don't make decisions strictly from your heart. You are a good balancer, and they see you as a balanced person, and that's why they do reach out to you and connect with you when they need balancing, when they're ready for balancing. But if they're not ready for balancing, like I said, no, not yet, not yet. And I know I get it because my friends don't usually tell me about stuff until they're ready to hear truth because I won't. I channel spirit. I don't, my human, I don't get involved in people's lives. People come to me and I tell them the truth and in love, but they don't contact me until they're ready to hear truth. It's like people don't come to me to gossip either because, like, you know, especially like at work, I would say, "Well, let's go talk to them. Let's go get to the bottom of this." Oh crap! Yeah, don't talk to him about anything. He's gonna, put a let's just put an end to this gossip and do all that. So that's funny. All right. So that's what they have for you. Love 1 2 3 4. Thank you again for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. Then Brenda, thanks for the birthday cake. Happy birthday. So for today in love, let's take a look at you're welcome. It's always interesting to get into people's brains and hearts to see how they are thinking about us because we're like, that's not even close. But there's 1,000 different versions of us out there. Anyone who has met us, even in passing or cashier, at a store or whatever, they have this version of us in their head that's unlike anyone else's, and none of them match up to the version we have of ourselves in our head, which is also not true. It's all illusion. When we realize we have no idea what what's in someone else about us and it has very little to do with us, that it's like we learn a lot about asking ourselves, how do I see them, because that's the mirroring back for me, right? And how do I see myself, really, so always fun, always fun. All right, Brenda, thank you for your donation here. And so for today, talk about love with Aquarius energy here. Let's see what we got here. All right. You got the 8 of swords here, which is this awareness of our own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that blind us and bind us and trap us regarding love. And I feel like there is this awareness that comes in today because I feel like there's this block going on here with the 9 of Wands. And we talked a little bit about this a little bit before, how spirit's kind of blocking things because they're having you look at these thoughts and beliefs and mindsets so that we're not going to continue to stay in the energy we are and continue to pull in and draw in the relationships and situations that we've had before, right? And so, this 8 of Swords is all about questioning our thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, the fears we have around love and relationships, our expectations, the rules we have around them. Really look at them, because those are the things that suck the life out of a relationship. They're the things that make us feel disappointed because we tend to focus on who someone is not being instead of being grateful for who someone is. When we do that, it does bring in new opportunities. We have a movement. The Knight of Cups is all about the pursuit of the Ace of Cups. All knights have a quest. This knight quest after the Ace of Cups, which is the Holy Grail. It allows us to find that it's the pursuit of higher love. The love we're looking for is actually that. We don't find it in the outside world. We just find disappointment. It's like, well, I thought that was what I wanted. And you're like, oh, no, that's not it. It's like when we turn inward and upward, we find it, we fill up then the outside world because we're full and overflowing with the love from inward and upward. The love of the outside world changes and transforms to something full instead of lacking, right? And it does. They're telling you here you have great opportunities for love and Ace of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles, the beginnings and upgrades and enhanced opportunities regarding love, but they're saying that's more down the road. They're really encouraging here regarding love with that 9 of Wands is like there's this force field forming that's just keeping people away, keeping opportunities away, because otherwise they're just going to be what we've had before. And your soul, I feel is put a kibosh on that. They're like, pause, let's slow things down, let's put up this thing because I want to adjust my inner love energy to a higher vibration so that I will draw in something higher vibrational, something more in tune with my heart, my high heart, instead of what I've had before. So I feel like this is the nudge is really questioning and looking and going, yeah, what are the fears? What are the rules? What are the expectations I have around a relationship, and why do I have those? And really the big realization is that I'm not going to find what I'm looking for out here. It's always going to fall short because it's conditional. The unconditional love we're looking for can only happen inward and upward. And so that's what's coming in with that. So that's what they have for right now. I know it's rent, rent, spirit is uh with because of your soul and your spirit team, you've asked to have this barrier around you right now so you can raise that love vibration so you can have different experiences. So I like it. All right. So that is what they have for you, Brenda. All right. So I'm going to be headed out of here in just a moment to go spend some time with my Praying Mantis members. And then I'm going to go eat and, like I mentioned earlier, and run an errand if the sun stays out. And then I'll be back on around 3:30 p.m. Mountain Time to finish, well, not finish, but to complete all of the free readings. I didn't get to any of the free readings in this session, but I will be back, so I will complete them all. And that's what I'm going to do now is I'm taking screenshots of the chat. So I will go down in order of the chat. And then after I'm done, I'll actually will on that new stream when I come back on, I'll put a comment listing the order in which all of the readings were completed so you can find your reading more quickly there too. And then I will be back this evening at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. And then also tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Mountain Time, if you'd like me to join, if you'd like to join then as well. All right, well, that's it right there. Okay. All right. And hey, Vargas, I got you in here too on the bottom there. So we do got you. All right. Boom, boom, boom. In Day Sturgis. We got all those in there. So I have it all captured. So I shall return. In the meantime, if you want something to look at over the next couple of hours while I'm preparing to come back, we've got this podcast that I have. You can catch up. The playlist is listed there as well. We had a special pick a card this week too, if you want to check that out. Also, we have Taurus New Moon pick a card from earlier this week that talks all about the making the most of the 10 new moon wishes as well. And then also Taurus season. So if you're a Taurus sun baby, there's a bonus reading, a 3-month in there, but there's a pick a card for all of us. And also I have May monthly readings for each individual zodiac sign that also has a astrological Zenergy talking about the energies to be aware of this month too. So if you want to check those out, those are all available, but I'm going to head off here and go hang out with my Praying Mantis members. So until I see you guys again, remember every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the Mother and the Father of all things, our Creator and the great host of beings of unconditional love and light on the other side. And of course, I love you guys too. So until I see you guys again, much love to you. Hang in there. Take care of yourselves. We'll see you soon. So take care.